Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White. This is episode number 54, and in the last episode we captured Terrakion, the last of the legendary trio, surprisingly, in just 2 Ultra Balls, which was kind of weird, but I'm not complaining. In this episode, we're going to be taking on the Pokemon League's Elite Four, and we're in for quite some fights here, so let's take a look at my team. As you can see in between episodes, I leveled everybody up to level 51, and I also taught them some new moves, so I'll just go through them one by one here. Will-O-Wisp, Flame Burst, Fire Blast, and Shadow Ball on Chandelure. It's also holding the Spell Tag, and note that 160 special attack, which is just almost unfair. Same thing with Archeops with 164 physical attack. Archeops knows Acrobatics, Rock Slide, Crunch, and Dragon Claw. I gave him Dragon Claw via TM, and he's also holding a Sharp Beak, which will increase the power of his flying type moves. So yeah, there's that. Zebstrika has the same moves as always, but I gave him a Magnet to increase the power of his Wild Charge. Serperior is holding a Miracle Seed, and the only new move that he knows is Dragon Tail, which was taught via TM. Other than that, Leaf Blade, Coil, and Aerial Ace are his moves. Seismitoad is holding the Shell Bell, and he knows Sludge Bomb, Drain Punch, Surf, and Bulldoze. Sludge Bomb obviously came from a TM. And last but not least, Cryogonal is holding the Never Melt Ice to increase the power of Ice-type moves. And he knows Recover, Reflect, Flash Cannon, and Ice Beam. And note that ridiculously high 155 special defense. It's just almost not even fair. So, looks like our team is in order here, and I am definitely ready to go. So, let's do this. The Pokemon League is a place where you both pursue strength and express it. The way to express it is simple. You just have to beat the Elite Four and the champion. You can start your challenge by battling any of the Elite Four, and if you defeat them all, you can challenge the champion. However, I warn you, once you start your challenge, there's no turning back. You must keep battling until you defeat them all, or are defeated yourself. So, the interesting part about this Elite Four is that you can choose what order to battle them in, because all of their levels are pretty much exactly the same. So they don't increase incrementally or anything like that. So we're just going to start on the left and work our way around. Once you enter the room, you're taken up to the Elite Four member in various ways, depending on which trainer it is, and this one is pretty cool. You get taken up by some crazy, like, wild spirits or something, indicating that this is most likely the Ghost-type trainer. So, probably my best bet here is to keep Chandelure out in the front. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright. Eyes brimming with dark flame, this man rejected everything other than himself in order to bring about one singular justice. That's part of a novel I'm writing. I was inspired by the challenger who was just here, and somehow I got a little sad. Meaning N. Excuse me, you're a challenger, right? I'm the Elite Four's Ghost-type Pokemon user, Shauntal, and I shall be your opponent. And without further ado, it begins. Elite Four, number 1, Shauntal. As she said, she is a Ghost-type trainer. She's going to start off with Cofagrigus. It's a pure Ghost-type. It is very defensive. So, I'm hoping that I can overpower it with Chandelure, although it's iffy. I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. It will be super effective, and I'm hoping that 160 base special attack is going to do something, and it does. Cofagrigus goes down in one hit, which is very unlikely when you're using pretty much anything else. Okay, Golurk is next. Golurk is a ground and ghost type Pokemon, which is an unusual typing, but that's part of what makes it interesting to battle. It's a very unique typing. So, I'm going to switch out here because Chandelure will get leveled with 1 Earthquake by this Golurk. So, I'm going to switch out to Seismitoad because that gives me a different type advantage, where he doesn't have a type advantage on me too. So I'm going to go for Surf, and that doesn't take him out. Golurk is pretty bulky. You're probably not going to kill it in one hit, so he does go for the Earthquake, and it is Stab. but it just does a ridiculous amount of damage for not being super effective. It takes us down below half. It does about 100 HP worth of damage, and Shauntal's just going to heal Golurk up here with a full restore. So instead of healing myself, I'm just going to continue surfing, because I'm going to bait her into using all of her full restores. I think she has 2. I think each Elite Four member, in fact, has 2. So if you just keep attacking instead of healing yourself, at this point, it's just a better option, because they'll use all their full restores and then be completely out. So after 3 surfs, she's out of full restores, and I'm just continually getting my health back via Shell Bell, so it really doesn't bother me that much. I'm going to go for another surf just in case she has another full restore. It turns out that she doesn't, but that's besides the point. And after, 4 surfs, Golurk finally goes down, and we actually escape that with minimal damage. So that's that. Next is Jellicent, the water and ghost type Pokemon, another unique ghost typing. This thing is very specially defensive, so I'm going to switch out to Zebstrika here, who can attack it with super effective physical attacks. I'm going to go for the Wild Charge, and obviously I'm a lot faster than it. Jellicent's pretty slow, mostly because of its bulk, and Wild Charge actually takes it out in 1 hit, so that is good news for us. And last but not least, she has a Chandelure of her own. I'm thinking that Seismitoad is the best option here, because if I bring out my own Chandelure, she can just very easily kill it with Shadow Ball. This thing is at level 50, so knowing how powerful it is, this could be a problem. Chandelure is going first. Somehow it's outspeeding my Seismitoad. Goes for a Shadow Ball, leaving me with 19 HP. I don't know how in the world I survived that, but I did. And we get off a Surf, and it doesn't kill him. So that means that Seismitoad is going to go down here unless I do something. I'm just going to go for a Surf. I don't want to switch out, because it looked like she was predicting that as she goes for a Fire Blast. And yikes, Seismitoad gets roasted. Okay, so this Chandelure is almost dead. I just need something that can outspeed it, so I'm going to bring out my fastest Pokemon, Serperior, even though he does have the type disadvantage. I know that Shauntal can't heal this Chandelure, so I'm just going to strike first with an Aerial Ace, and we get a critical hit, but that doesn't matter. It barely had any HP left anyway, and Serperior finishes off the Chandelure, and that is it for Shauntal. Oh, so that was actually a good battle there at the end. So sorry, first, I must apologize to my Pokemon. I'm really sorry you had a bad experience because of me. Oh, it's not your fault. This is how battles always are. Even in light of that, I'm still one of the Elite Four. Okay, so... that was a good battle. Okay, so moving on to the next room here. Just going across the way. Doesn't really matter what order you take them on in. I should probably get myself healed up. So let's use a Revive on Seismitoad. And let's see. Hyper Potion, I'm guessing, on Seismitoad as well. And that'll get him back up to full health. Seismitoad actually did pretty good in that battle. Got rid of that pesky Golurk. Did a lot of damage to Chandelure. We'll use a Super Potion on Zebstrika to heal off that recoil, too. It was definitely worth it to get rid of Jellicent in 1 hit. Alright, so let's take a look at our Pokemon here, and we'll switch Cryogonal to the front. This is, I believe, the Dark Trainer, but I don't remember who he starts off with, so I'm just going to have to stick with Cryogonal and see what happens. This is interesting. It's like a little conveyor belt with flames going on as we pass each torch. I have to say, the effects are pretty awesome. Alright, so here we are. Man, oh man, what is going on today? Challengers are coming one right after another. Well, no matter. I'm Grimsley of the Elite Four, and I will fulfill my duty to be your opponent. So, that was fast, but here we go. Elite Four number 2, Grimsley. Like he said, well, actually, I don't even think he mentioned it, but I mentioned it. He's a Dark-type trainer. He has 4 Pokemon, and he's going to start off with Scrafty. At level 48, it is a Dark and Fighting-type Pokemon, and the first thing I'm going to do is switch out of here because he's going to kill me very quickly. All he has to do is go for Brick Break or High Jump Kick, and then I'll just annihilate me with my very poor physical defense. So, predicting that, I'm going to switch out Shauntal. He does go for Brick Break, and I'm not affected by it. Now we can open up with a Fire Blast, which misses, which just screws everything up, because he gets a Crunch off, and somehow I survived that pretty nicely. So, instead of switching out, I'm going to just go for another Fire Blast and hope this kills him in one hit. And it does. I don't know if it would have either way, but I got a critical hit. So, Scrafty goes down. Crocodile is next. It's the final evolution of Sandile. I don't know if we've seen one of these at this point, or up to this point. Nonetheless, it is a ground and dark type Pokemon. It is fast and has a lot of physical attack power. So, I'm going to switch out to Superior because I'm pretty sure that's going to be my best bet here. He does have Intimidate, so it's going to lower your physical attack, which kind of sucks because Superior uses all physical attacks. Nonetheless, we'll go for a Leaf Blade, and that does some good damage. He's going to go for Foul Play, which doesn't do a lot of damage unless you increase your attack stats. So, thankfully I didn't go for Coil, otherwise that would have done too much. We are faster than him, so we can finish him off with another Leaf Blade. We get a crit there, of course, but that is, doesn't mean anything. So, anyway, moving on. He's going to bring out Bisharp next, which is his strongest Pokemon, and it is the awesome Steel and Dark type. It's the evolution of Pawniard, which we saw in Route 9. And this thing is at level 50, but it has a 4 times weakness to Fighting type, so I'm going to bring out Seismitoad and go for the Drain Punch, and it still doesn't kill him. I don't get how that's possible, but he just has so much defense that I guess he just was able to survive it. He went for the Night Slash, which took away about half of our health, give or take, and now Grimsley's going to start full restoring itself. So, I went for another Drain Punch there, and we get almost all of our health back between Shell Bell and Drain Punch, and he's probably going to go for another full restore here, which he does, so that'll heal up this Bisharp again. And this time I'm going to go for Bulldoze just to lower his speed, and it still takes away about half. But I forgot about his Defiant ability, which increases his attack sharply anytime any of his stats are lowered. But it doesn't matter, because he's not faster than me, so I guess that's okay. A second Bulldoze finally takes him out, and he's left with one Pokemon, and it's going to be Liepard, and we've seen a million of these while fighting Team Plasma. It's just a pure Dark-type Pokemon, so I guess we can just bring in Cryogonal, give him some action here, why not? Hopefully this doesn't backfire, but we'll see. We'll go for an Ice Beam. Oh crap, this thing's actually faster than me, and it went for the Fake Out, so I flinch. We'll go for Reflect this time, but it goes for the Night Slash, and that's probably going to kill me. Nope, not quite. Doesn't quite kill me, but I'm left with 7 HP, so I did get the Reflect up. This is probably a bad idea to bring out Cryogonal here. We'll go for a Max Potion, get back up to full health, goes for another Night Slash, and that really doesn't do a whole lot, so we should be okay here. Goes for another Night Slash, down to 46 HP, Ice Beam, and that takes out Liepard in one hit. I should have just went Ice Beam from the beginning, but that's okay. And with that, that is it for Grimsley. So we are halfway through the Elite Four here. Whether or not you get to fight at full strength, whether or not luck smiles on you, none of that matters. Only results matter. And a loss is a loss. See, victory shines like a bright light, and right now, you and your Pokemon are shining brightly. Okay. So that was not nearly as good of a battle as against Shauntal, but I think Shauntal just has better Pokemon in general. So, this appears to be the Psychic type trainer. So, we'll go for another max potion here on Cryogonal and get him all healed up. And then we'll use another one on Chandelure as well, so that Chandelure is at full strength. And we'll go ahead and use a super potion to heal off Superior's minor damage. And with that, we are completely healed up. So, I don't remember who she starts off with, but I think a safe bet will be to keep Chandelure out at the front. And, let's see, probably we'll want to get rid of that sharp beak on Archeops. In fact, I don't know why I even gave it to him to begin with, because Acrobatics does more damage without it. So let's give him the black glasses in case he needs to come out and use Crunch in a pinch. So this one's kind of cool. We just are like levitating by some type of, I guess, psychic ability or cosmic ability. I don't know. So the curtains open and out comes Caitlin, and you will recognize her as someone that we saw in Emerald. I think she was at the Battle Frontier, something like that. But anyway, make your best effort not to bore me with a yawn-inducing battle. Clear? Very clear. Crystal clear. Let's do this. Caitlin, the third Elite Four member. She uses Psychic-type Pokemon. She also has 4 Pokemon on her roster, and she's going to start off with Reuniclus. It's the final evolved form of Solosis. And this thing has a monster amount of HP with average defenses, but that monster HP makes it really difficult to knock out in one hit. But we've got Chandelure with Shadow Ball, so we're able to overpower it there. Musharna is next. It's another pure Psychic type. It's the evolution of Muna, which we saw in the Graveyard. So, or the Dream Yard, I'm sorry. I don't think it's the Graveyard. My bad. Alright, so we're going to use Archeops for this one. And we'll go for a Crunch with the black glasses. And that does about 3/4 of its HP. This Musharna also has a lot of HP, so you're probably not going to kill it in one hit. It went for a Psychic, which also does a lot of damage. Our Defeatist ability is not going to activate, but Crunch should still be able to take this out, and it does. So Musharna goes down. Archeops did a good job there. Sigilith is next. This is a Psychic and Flying type Pokemon, and this just has fairly good all-around stats. So there's not really one thing that you can hit harder than anything else. So let's go for a Wild Charge with Zebstrika, and that's going to be super effective, and it takes Sigilith out in one hit. So we got out of that pretty well. So Gothitelle is going to be her last remaining Pokemon. This is one that I don't know if we've seen. It's a pure Psychic type. It's one of the version exclusive Pokemon, as is Reuniclus. Reuniclus can be found in white, whereas Gothitelle is only black version, because its pre-evolved forms can only be found in those specific versions. So I went back into Chandelure here, and we'll go for a Shadow Ball, which is super effective, and it doesn't take out this Gothitelle, which is just crazy. It's going to go for a Calm Mind, which pretty much gives us the match, because now the only thing that Caitlin can do is use full restores to avoid getting killed, but we're just going to keep Shadow Balling it, so there's really nothing that she can do. We're also faster than it, and somehow after the Calm Mind, Shadow Ball kills it. How that makes sense? It doesn't, actually. But in any case, we'll take it. Chandelure goes up to level 52, and we are 3/4 done with this Elite Four. Don't concern yourself about me, go on ahead. Well, I wasn't going to concern myself about you, but thanks for the suggestion, I guess. Sorta, kinda. Alright, so we should probably get ourselves back to full strength again. And we'll use a Super Potion on Zebstrika, heal off that minor recoil damage. And let's see, a Hyper Potion for Archeops. We definitely don't want him below half health because Defeatus just destroys his attacking power when that happens. Alright, so this last trainer is going to be a fighting type trainer, and so, what the hell, I'll just give him a Sharp Beak, whatever. I still should be able to kill a lot of fighting type Pokemon with acrobatics. Never mind, forget it. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't mind me. We'll just stick without it. So, this one's kind of interesting. It has like this mechanical conveyor belt type thing. But we're actually on a platform. We're not just like floating up to the top. Oh, I'm ready to do this. We're almost there. Oh, spotlight. Greetings, Challenger. My name is Marshall. In order to master the art of fighting, I'm training under my mentor, Alder. My mentor sees your potential as a trainer and is taking an interest in you. It is my intention to test you, to take you to the limits of your strength. Yeah! So, let's do this. Marshall, fighting type, Elite Four member. Alright, so he's got 4 Pokemon as well. And he's going to start off with Throw. It's a pure fighting type. This thing is bulky. Very bulky, but it's slow. So we should be able to outspeed it with Archeops, no doubt. It's only level 48 too. So we'll go for an Acrobatics and see where that gets us. It's super effective, and it takes out Throw. So that is awesome. We're off to a good start here. And he's going to bring out Sock next, which is pretty much Throw's counterpart. It's just another pure fighting type, and I'm going to stick with Archeops. That's definitely my best bet at this point. So we'll go for Acrobatics. Sock oftentimes has Sturdy, so you can't always kill it in one hit, and this one does have Sturdy. So that means he's going to get a Stone Edge off, which is super effective, and somehow we survived that with 33 HP. When compared to Throw, Sock has a lot more attacking power. He basically just trades bulk for power here. He's going to go for a full restore, seeing as how Sock only had 1 HP left. And we'll go for another Acrobatics, get him down to 1 HP. The bad part is that every time he uses a full restore, Sturdy becomes active again, so it's going to take 2 more hits after each full restore. We're able to bait him into using both of his full restores, though, so now he's pretty much screwed. We've rattled off like 3 Acrobatics, I think, on him now, and he's out of full restores, so he's out of luck. We'll go for a Dragon Claw to finish him off, and he can't do anything about it. Sock goes down, and Archeops grows up to level 52 in the process. Conkeldurr is his strongest Pokemon, and that's what he's going to bring out next. So, considering Archeops has his Defeatist ability activated and has almost no HP left, we probably should switch here, although I'm really at a loss for who to switch out to, so I'm just going to go for Seismitoad, just because. So, hopefully that works out. Alright, this thing has a boatload of physical attack. It's ridiculous. So we're going to need to just heal up Archeops because I don't know that Seismitoad can take him head on. He's going to go for the Hammer Arm, and that almost kills me, actually. And does lower Conkeldurr's speed, but he was already slow enough to begin with. So I'm going to sacrifice Seismitoad here. I'm just going to go for a Sludge Bomb. And we'll get a little bit of HP back from his Shell Bell, but not much. And he's just going to go for another Hammer Arm. And we've got no way to stand up to that. So Seismitoad goes down, but not before getting a little bit of damage on Conkeldurr. And I think it's going to be just enough so that Archeops can come in and clean up with Acrobatics. And that should be it for Conkeldurr. And it is. Down he goes. So Marshall is left with 1 Pokemon. We are 1 Pokemon away from defeating the Elite Four. And actually, this is the strongest Pokemon. I misspoke. Mienshao is a pure fighting type. This one is at level 50. Conkeldurr was only at level 48. But it's fragile as crap. So we're able to outspeed it with Archeops, and we easily take it out with one simple acrobatics. And that is it for Marshall, and that is it for the Elite Four. The only thing left is the champion. Now, you have become the strongest trainer in this Pokemon League. The statue in the central chamber will take you to the Champions Room. We, the Elite Four of Unova, are sworn to follow the Champion's order to be neutral. So the rest is up to you. Okay, so step into the teleporter. And once we get back to the center room, you'll see that the statue in the center of the room is glowing crazy-like. So just go ahead and step right up, and it will fall through the floor into a new room. And I'm guessing this is the Champions Room. In any case, we're going to stop here because we're pretty much out of time. So in the next episode, we'll head into the Champions Room and see what awaits us. Will it be N? Will it be Alder, or some combination of the two? Well, I guess we're just going to have to wait till next time. But thank you very much for watching, folks. And please stay tuned for episode number 55. Game on!